listening to the Sailing to Success podcast show, where we share practical tips and strategies to help you be more productive, boost your profits, and grow your business. Hey, I'm Lindsay Phillips, founder of Smooth Sailing Business Growth, and I'll be your host and captain for this 30-minute excursion. Today, we'll be learning from Scott Whitaker, author and membership business guru, and you're going to learn in depth the 7 systems of growing a membership business. And if you are thinking of doing a membership business, or you already have a subscription membership business model, you are not going to want to miss these tips. Tons of gold nuggets. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, as mentioned, we have the awesome Scott Whitaker here with us today talking about memberships. And this is a huge topic. I know a lot of us look at the membership model for our businesses. Now, what's great about Scott is that he is the author of Why People Quit Your Membership Program and What You Can Do About It. And he also has an online course that is the 7 systems of a growing membership business. And this is what we're going to touch upon today. So Scott has actually led membership organizations of both nonprofit and for-profit companies since 1997. He actually built the largest for-profit coaching network for pastors of churches. He grew it from just 72 pastors a year to over 3,000, which is pretty impressive. And of course, he is the membership expert with Scott Whitaker Consulting. And the results that you are getting from your membership and your subscription program are a direct correlation of the strategies and systems that you have in place. And again, he's got the 7 systems of growing your membership business. So we're going to touch upon that and tap into his brilliance and talk about membership programs today. So thanks for having me. I mean, thanks for coming on my show. I know I do podcasts on other people's shows as well, so it's like my brain has to rewire itself.
Well, let me then say thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Maybe you need to have your own podcast show and have me on. There we go.
There we go.
Awesome. Yeah. So what got you into the whole membership sphere to build that out and teach other people how to build a membership program?
Yeah. So, I mean, really, after growing that one organization from 72 pastors and to over 3,000, and seeing what we did there and developing some systems to make it all happen, I decided that I did have a partner. He was actually the founder of it. And I decided, I've come in, I've built this organization, and everything that we're doing here in membership for this niche really is applicable to every membership business there is. And that's what's one of the common misunderstandings and mistakes that membership business owners make is they don't realize they're really in the membership business.
Right.
They think they're in the coaching business. They think they're in, the gym membership business. They think they're in the Chamber of Commerce business, but really what we provide is membership, and it's overarching. And so what do you do in this membership that applies to that membership over there that's in a different niche or a different industry? And it just so happens the benefits or services or the features that we provide may be different. But when it's all said and done, every membership business owner is providing membership and really should become an expert in themselves on membership.
That's true. And you raised a good point, especially when you brought up like fitness stores or like gyms and stuff like that. I imagine there's a lot of people that have a preconceived notion in their head of what a membership type business is, but there's so many industries that it applies to. Can you kind of expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, in the way of industries?
Yeah, just so people can get an idea in their head. Because for me, I think membership and I think coaching. But I mean, just like you said, there's gyms, church, it applies to so many different industries that I think people might have a narrow view of it.
Yeah, so I'll give you some examples. Some of them are clients of mine. One of them is a lady, she's in Canada, and she provides curriculum for music teachers who teach music theory or who teach piano or voice lessons. And so she has a membership program where you can, as a business owner of providing lessons and teaching kids, music. She has a membership program that provides that curriculum for them. I've got some business coaches as well. They're, pretty well attracted to what I do. But then I also have national real estate investors as part of their Real Estate Investor Association here in the U.S. They often go by the name RIA. And so the Real Estate Investors Associations, I got a number of them who are in my coaching.
Nice.
National Real Estate has actually been a private client of mine where I've gone in and consulted with them on their association. I've got an interesting private client. He also has an RV membership organization to where people who have RVs, they can go and travel the U.S. and go to different locations and actually work at large corporations and small corporations and, be a temporary worker.
Oh, interesting.
And they're there for like 3 weeks or so. They've got an RV. It enables them to travel.
That is so cool.
And actually, he told me that Amazon is one of his biggest employers, and he promotes to his members where Amazon is hiring so that they can go travel in on their RV, enjoy that location, and then whenever their job is done, they go and leave and travel somewhere else. So, and it's a membership organization that he provides.
Yeah.
So, those are some extremes. Just to, expand everybody's horizon that's listening right now of what membership businesses are doing outside of your own little niche.
Yeah, what it looks like. Now, besides recurring revenue, which is always a good thing, what would you say are the benefits of having a membership program?
I do believe in your membership offering value. Mm-hmm. And, it's one thing to sell a product or a service and it be a one-time sell. But there is something about being able to say, you know what, you're going to make an investment, the recurring revenue in this membership. I'm going to make a recurring investment back in you by providing the services, the goods, the value that your membership promises. So that's one thing that is unique, and it does set, the customer-based business apart from a membership-based business. And giving that people an opportunity, and knowing that they're giving you the authority and the right to, make that investment back in them through your membership.
Yeah, and it feels more relationship oriented versus transactional, like that you're growing like a community, or that you have this like a long-term planned relationship with your customer, which is what I like about it.
Yeah, so I teach that there's the relationship, and really the relationship can be like you just described, but often also with associations who have more of a broader base of membership, there's an affinity relationship that takes place there. So it doesn't have to be always the relationship with you, the business owner, your staff, to the actual members. It can be just creating that fraternal environment where they're building relationships with one another, and they're now a part of something.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So think about it like the Real Estate Investors Association. So it's hard for them to have, the relationship with one another necessarily.
Right.
But what they do is they create an environment where real estate investors can come in, and they're of a like mind,
right,
and they have similar goals. And so there's an affinity relationship that they're able to build there that isn't dependent on any one person.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never thought of it that way. But it's so true. It's like, and it helps foster that sense of community.
Yeah.
Now, I know you coach membership business owners on how to get new members, how to reduce, churn and increase their profits, obviously. So let's get to the good stuff here and talk about your systems that you have in place of growing a membership business, because there may be some listeners out there that are thinking of creating one, but there's also some listeners out there that already have a membership business, and they need to check their P's and Q's, or just make sure that it's set up in the right way for success.
Yeah. So let me start by just saying, if you're wondering what we mean by systems, we're not talking about a software. We're not talking about some sort of technology that you've got to have. We're talking about the very basic of how things operate.
Right.
So how your business operates. I like to define a system as anything that saves you stress, time, energy, and money.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. I think we
Who
all.
isn't?
Yeah, that's right. So if you just take the word system and break it down into an acrostic, it saves you stress, time, energy, and money. And that's
I just see what you did there. Well, aren't you slick?
There you go. So that's really what a system does. So if you're finding yourself wasting time, or your energy is being zapped, or you're losing money, all you need to do is look at the system that's in place, and that's what's giving you the results. Right. So, anything that in the way of time management, well, you have a good time management or poor time management system. Anything that's wasting your energy and causing you like mental frustration, there's probably a bad system behind it.
Right.
Same with money. So that's the very foundation of what I call the 7 systems of a growing membership business. It's anything that saves you stress, time, energy, and money. So having said that, these systems exist in every membership business, regardless of their niche. Oh, and Lindsay, I always challenge when I do these podcasts and I'm talking with people that, hey, you show me a membership organization that doesn't have these systems. And so far, nobody has been able to do that. And so I'll continue to put the challenge to your listeners out there that if you know of any membership that doesn't have these systems, you let me know.
Yeah.
So having said that, the first system is this. It's the content system. Now, immediately, for those who are listening to the podcast who are thinking they're coaches or what, they immediately understand content. For those of you who have maybe a brick and mortar type membership business, really the content really is your services that you provide. Right. So content can be considered anything in the way of services and anything in the way of products and goods, or actual like intellectual content that you're providing your members. And as part of that content system, you need to have a content catalog, which is everything that you provide, and then broken down into categories, and then have a calendar. So you have a content catalog that's broken down into categories and put it onto a content calendar. And when you have all 3 of those in place, you'll have a healthy system, and it'll be balanced. It'll be calendar in such a way that you'll know exactly what you're going to provide when you're going to provide it. You'll have the categories so that you'll know you're not off balance or leaning in one particular direction and not providing the other resources or content that you have for your members. You're providing a well-balanced catalog of your content. So that's the content system. And for those who are listening, who are considering starting a membership business, I always start with the content system. You have to know what you're going to provide, when you're going to provide it, and how you're going to provide it before you even get a member.
And plus it makes you be consistent and efficient in the process.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the last thing you want to do is go out and get a member and then be wondering, okay, what do I do and what do I provide for them?
All right. Or the member will think you're dropping the ball and it's like, where's my stuff? Yeah. Where's my stuff? You charge my credit card and I haven't gotten anything. Yeah. So that's the content system. Now, most often what happens is most people say, okay, I've got my content system down. I'm going to go out and get new members. Well, I don't want you to do that yet. I'm all for action and for you taking quick, fast action. But I believe one of the things that separates a membership business apart from a regular business is that we have to assimilate our members. So assimilation is the second system, assimilation. And assimilation essentially is, how do you take somebody who just became a member and get them fully engaged in your membership that you provide? Lindsay, that's the tricky part, I think.
Well, it's not tricky. I'll give you a system.
Well, not for you because you're the expert.
So, but here's what happens. If you think about it, in your mind and in my mind, for those of us who run membership businesses, when somebody joins, we say, oh, I got a new member. I just got somebody to sign up today, so they just joined my membership. I've got a new member. That's what happens in our mind. In the mind of our members who just joined, they say, I signed up for that. Or I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to give this membership a try. It's not until that they're fully engaged that they actually say, oh yeah, I'm a member of XYZ membership. So how do you get them to the point to where they feel like they own the membership? It wasn't a transaction that they just made or bought. And the way that you do that is 3 keywords. I want you to be able to answer the question of what do you want your members to achieve? What do you want your members to believe? And what do you want your members to receive? So when you think about your membership, if you're really going to provide value for your members, obviously you want to take your member from where they're at to the destination of being your ideal member.
Right.
Or growing in your membership business, whatever the services you provide are. So what do you want them to achieve? And you begin to map out what in the first month of membership, what do I want them to do with their membership? So I mean, and it doesn't have to be like big. If anything, I want you to create a quick win. So
do you guide them to take specific actions within a certain time frame?
Oh yeah. So, I want them so as soon as you join my membership, my first goal is for you to log into your membership site, because I provide an online membership site. So I want you to log in, and actually the way I measure it is I can view the logins, but the way I really measure it is did they change the password from an auto-generated password to a personal password? Now I call that an engagement tripwire.
Interesting.
Okay, because immediately what that tripwire does is that notifies me that, hey, they engaged them. And so then after that, I have emails that build conversation with them to help them follow up and know that, okay, they're continuing to get engaged. And so what I like to do is put in different engagement tripwires there in place that they then know, that I then know that they're engaging their membership and that they're actually achieving something with it. It's beyond just, hey, changing their password. They're actually growing. They're getting for my membership, they're actually getting new members. They're seeing their retention rate increase. They're, taking steps with their marketing and so forth. So that's achieve. Then what do I want them to believe? Every membership business has a certain set of beliefs that you want your members to believe. Now, they may have some of those beliefs coming in. Some of those beliefs may actually be false beliefs or skewed beliefs. And so in some respects, you need to teach them what you want them to believe. Think about like a chamber of commerce. Chamber of commerce, they want it to be that there's this community belonging to the local community, that you're a business there, that you're giving back to the community, and that there's this, again, affinity relationship that's being built there by you being a part of that. And so there's beliefs that take place there. Every membership business has those beliefs. You've got to identify those beliefs and say, okay, what do I want my members to begin to believe? For me, in my membership business, I want every member to start believing that they're in the membership business, that regardless of their industry or their niche, they really are in the membership business. Right. And so I try to, lack of a better term, I try to indoctrinate them on that.
Yeah.
As to what it means to be in a membership business. The next is receive. And this will be very practical for those listening. A little quick checklist. What do you want a new member to receive in the first hour that they join your membership? So I don't want them to get a receipt, just a receipt. I want them to get a receipt, and I want that to be the business transaction, but I want them to receive something else in the first hour that is separate from the transaction that they just made. So what do you want them to receive in the first hour? What do you want them to receive in the first day? What do you want them to receive in the first week, the first month, the first quarter, and 6 months, and then a year? Now, when I say a year, what I don't want you to do is to say, hey, congratulations, you've been with me for a year. You've reached the 1 year point.
Your renewal is up.
Yeah. That might trigger some like, am I really using this?
I know.
But I want you to reward them without indicating a year.
Right.
And really, I like for you to reward them as much as possible throughout. So again, at 6 months, I don't want you to say it's 6 months. I don't want you to say it's a week. I don't want you to say it's been a month. I just want you to reward them for being with you and constantly put your membership in front of them and give back to them. I like to reward members with gifts and so forth. So
nice.
That's a really good checklist right there for what do you want them to receive first hour, first day, first week, and first month and so forth. So that's the assimilation system. And
that system alone to me is worth gold, honestly. Like even those points that you've given, I mean, I'm sure you give more in your program and your coaching program and stuff, but I think that's an issue that a step, I guess you could say, that a lot of membership businesses miss. And I think it's really important. So thanks for that.
Yeah. Again, it's one of these things like, okay, let's go out and get members. Well, you can do that, but your retention rate isn't going to be high because your members are waiting on you to serve them and you're not, because
or sometimes people give them too much information up front. So they get that sense of overwhelm. You know what I mean? Yeah. It can kind of go either way.
Yeah. And to prevent that overwhelm, what I tell people is I just want you to think about the first 2 to 3 things that you want a member to do in the first month, and just restate those first 2 to 3. And it's
manageable
and just drive that. For me, again, one of them is, just changing their password.
And I like that engagement tripwire. That's an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. If you'd like to learn more about the engagement tripwire, you can go to my website, whypeoplequit.com. And I've got a blog post there on engagement tripwire.
Oh, nice.
As a free resource. And I just expand on the whole engagement tripwire there. So the third system is the marketing system. And this is the system that you have to have in place now to start going out and getting your members. I believe in direct response marketing. So I'm a big fan of Dan Kennedy. I've been in his titanium level coaching for 2 years. And, his marketing triangle on having the message, market, and media match. So if you think about a triangle with all equal sides and you just drew that on a piece of paper, and on one side it's message, on the next side it's market, and on the next side it's media, all 3 of those have to match up. So what is your market? What is your message to that market? And what sort of media are you going to use? Is it Facebook advertising, direct mail? Is it LinkedIn? Is it email marketing, third-party e-blasts, or whatever that you have access to? But then you have to have that in place and then constantly evaluate. Now, Lindsay, this is one of the other areas where a membership business is different from a customer service business. And that is, as a membership business, you not only need to know where or what media is providing you with the most members or the best response, you have to know over the lifetime and the retention as well. I'll give you an example to unpack that. So in some membership businesses, they might say, well, we got 10 new members off of Facebook this past month. Facebook's doing really good for us. We're getting members. LinkedIn, on the other hand, only got us 5 new members this month. So something must be wrong on LinkedIn. Well, if you look down the line a little bit and you come back to that and you watch that source, that lead source, 3 months later, you only have 2 out of 10 members from Facebook, but you actually have 4 out of 5 members from LinkedIn.
Exactly.
So most people in a customer-based business, people who run membership as a customer base, they're making wrong decisions because they look at it and say, oh, we got 10 new members.
They're looking at the now versus the big picture.
Yes. So you have to look at the source of your marketing, the ROI, and include it in the retention. So what is getting us, and the question is not where are we getting the most members, but where are we getting the most of our best quality members?
Absolutely. Where's your ideal client, right? Where are they hanging out? Yeah.
Yeah. So it really is. LinkedIn actually is a better source.
Right.
Most would say, hey, we got 10 new members. Let's take some money away from LinkedIn and redirect it to Facebook. And 3 months later, you're wondering where everybody is. And it's, not a high quality lead source for you.
No. And then when they drop out, it's costing you money. And then when you're having to get new ones to replace them, it's costing you money. So, I mean, even if LinkedIn ads cost more, per acquisition, if you will, if you look at the dollars and the figures for the long term, it's you need to look at those numbers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's one of the areas where a membership business does differ from customer service. So the next system is the retention system. There's two key words when it comes to retention. And the first one is results. And then the second one is a relationship. Yeah. So what results are you getting your members? Are they making improvements? Are they seeing physical results? Are they achieving mental results? Whatever benefits your membership is providing, are they seeing the promises of that actually in their own life or in their business, whatever the nature of your membership is? So they've got to see results. Now, results is great. I mean, everybody wants results. I mean, that's why we do what we do. But over time, results can carry you so far. So really, I also need a relationship. There's got to either be that relationship with the person who owns the business or the staff, or a relationship with other people. And when you have a high relationship and high results, you're going to find out that your members are really going to stay for time. Your retention rate is going to be extremely high. If you have a low relationship but high results, that's going to keep them. But really, all that has to happen is one of your competitors come and then provide them with that relationship and then say, I'm getting great results already over here, but I've got a relationship over here. Let me go and try this. And before you know it, your competition is able to take away. Or
they see something new and shiny and ooh.
And then, if you have low results but high relationship, well, that'll keep them for so long. But then at some point in time, they're going to come to you and say, hey, Lindsay, I really like you. I really enjoy your membership program, but I'm just not getting the results that I really want. I mean, I
want an ROI.
Yes. And then the very worst place that you can be is to have low results, low relationship for your members. And if that's the place where your members are, you've got to go ahead and begin looking. How can I increase results and how can I increase the relationship as part of that? So that's the retention system.
Now, question for you. Do you find that membership-based businesses that have sticky benefits go the long haul?
So as part of that, you call it sticky benefits. I call it pain of disconnect.
Right.
So my wording is a little bit more, rough and fierce like that. Yours sounds nice and flowery. I like to be a little bit mean when I talk to somebody and say, let me tell you all the things that are going to cause you pain. So yes, you want to have the pain of disconnect as part of that. You want the greater the pain of disconnect, the more likely they're going to stay with you. And ultimately, the pain of disconnect is really tied to the results.
Totally.
Now, the pain of disconnect also, just to say that, the pain of disconnect can be the relationship. And the way that would expand on that is the relationship could be that this affinity they have, they're no longer going to be a part of that affinity group.
Right.
It could also be that if you're providing them customers or you're providing access to other sources or other people, and that is now going to be cut off and taken away from them, you're now preventing them from having that relationship. So the high pain of disconnect, every membership business needs to have that and figure out, how can I inflict this pain of disconnect to keep somebody from
How can I inflict the most pain on those people that leave?
Next time when we talk, and next podcast that we do about, why people quit your membership,
yes,
I'll really unpack the pain of disconnect.
Cool.
So then after that is the Ascension System. If your membership business only has one level, you're in trouble. Because there are going to be people who enjoy your membership, but you have only taken them so far, and there's nowhere else for them to go other than where they're currently at.
Do you want to hear an interesting story that I just found out today?
Yeah, take it.
So one of my clients has a membership-based business or coaching program, whatever, and he created a higher level, which is new. And he just onboarded like a whole bunch of people in like a couple of days, but there's only so much room in it, right?
Yeah.
And then, so that was exciting. But he said that all the other people in the group, and there's about, 150, I guess, in the group, that all of a sudden, a lot of them were more active and more engaging in the group and were taking part and were more fired up. It's almost like it up-leveled some of the members in the group in general to like show up more. And I thought, we totally did not expect that to happen. And I think too, with the whole, having another level, it's not plateauing. It's, there's something else I can ascend to. And yeah, we just had that meeting this morning and just found that really interesting.
That's really good. So upon that, I want you to think about this. When they came to your membership because of the level that they were currently at.
Yeah.
They said to your membership, I want you to take me to a level that I haven't been. Then you get them to that level, and now they're saying, okay, I'm here. Boy, it sure would be nice to continue to have this growth, have greater results, and then there's nothing there. My advice for every single membership business is to have 3 levels. Even if you're just starting, make 3 levels.
Oh, interesting.
You might say, well, Scott, no, just—
how am I going to fill that? Yeah.
Don't worry about filling them. I want you to be able to demonstrate to people the membership pathway is what I call it.
Right.
Of where you're going to take them. Plus, just from a sales point, it always works better. So you may have one person, say, well, I really don't want, the bottom level. I want to go straight to the top level. Well, immediately you just created more revenue for your business by having that top level. There's always going to be the person who says, give me the biggest, best
totally
you got to offer. Then there's going to be people who say, well, I don't want the bottom level because I'm really looking for greater results. So I want the middle level. And so I want you to have that Ascension System in place to offer three levels of membership. Now, the reason why I recommend 3 levels is I've often found if you have more than 3 levels, that you've got 4, 5, 6, 7 levels or whatever, that those levels are actually being cannibalized by the other levels. That when you begin to map it out, that really what you're doing is some of your bottom levels have people in them that should be in the upper levels. But because you offered a bottom level to it, they now, it's being cannibalized. So I like to see 3 levels. I like to see a nice bell curve so that the people are in the middle level. And the reason why the bell curve is that lets me know that your pricing is right, that you're charging the right amount. Okay. So if you don't have a bell curve, you may be charging too little or too much for your membership levels. So I want you to always be able to maximize and leverage the investment and the revenue that you're getting from your members. So having that bell curve there where the majority of your members are in that middle level, and knowing that your highest level and the bottom level are off to the sides of that.
That makes sense.
So that's the Ascension System. Also, as part of the Ascension System, it also offers you a descension.
Right. Yeah.
So
you don't lose them completely, right? If they,
yes.
they got somewhere to go as opposed to leaving.
Yeah. So the business that you were talking about just a couple minutes ago about adding another level, what I begin to wonder is like, okay, how many people actually quit because they couldn't descend?
Right. We are creating a lower level.
Good.
Yeah. So there will be 3. Yay.
Yay. So that'll be good. So that's, we covered, just to recap a little bit here, content, assimilation, marketing, retention, ascension. I said there were 7. The next system is strategy. And this is all about going to work on your membership business and not in it. Mm-hmm. This is about creating the membership dashboard. And again, I'm not talking about technology. I'm talking about a dashboard that you're looking at that is telling you what your retention rate is, what your assimilation rate is, what are the results of your marketing. Mm-hmm. It's the principle of CANEI, CANEI, constant and never-ending improvement.
Yeah.
So going to work on your business and really saying, okay, for the next hour, I'm just going to look at our systems and our processes that we have in place to improve our business and make it better for our members, but also for the revenue that we're getting out of it. So there's 4 valuable questions I teach in the strategy system, and it is what went right, what went wrong, what was missing, and what's confusing. Mm-hmm. If you want to go to work on your business, and just even you can do this exercise today after you get done with this podcast, you ask yourself, what's going right with my membership? What's wrong with my membership? What's missing and what's confusing?
I like that.
And you'll be able to very quickly go to work on your business.
It's easy to break things down when you've got categories, if you will.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the strategy system. And then next is the leadership system. That's the last system. Mm-hmm. And just like any business leader, any major growing business is led by a growing leader. So I teach growing membership businesses are led by growing leaders. That you have to lead, and I break that down into you have to learn. So what are you learning? What are you experiencing? What are you applying? And what are you developing? Or who are you developing? So what are you learning? That specifically has to do with membership. Now, let me just congratulate you. You're listening to this podcast. That you should listen to all of Lindsay's podcasts and let that be a part of your learning. But what are you experiencing as a membership business owner? What memberships are you? What memberships do you have? Like, what memberships are you a part of that you could then go in and experience and look at what they're doing and apply it to your business? Which is the third point on that is apply. What are you applying in your business? Everybody's into all this automation. Like, let's just set it and forget it. And, let's just automate as much as we can. Let's automate our marketing. Let's automate this. Well, you can't just set up a business on complete automation. I'm all for utilizing all the tools that are out there. And I actually recommend, tools to do that myself. But I want you to be looking for opportunities to apply new things to your business and try new things, mix it up a little bit. And then what are you developing? What new ventures, new opportunities, what are new possibilities out there, new staff members that you could be hiring? What are those things that you could be developing in your business, but also that same acrostic works for you personally. How are you developing yourself? What conferences, seminars are you attending that are going to help you as a leader and grow in leading your membership business.
I know it's so easy to get stuck in a rut, or, you're like, hey, I've hit success, and then just kind of coast. You need to keep moving.
As soon as that, as soon as you stop, so back to the systems, as soon as you stop growing, like you're declining.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
When you have healthy systems, you'll have a healthy membership business. So when all of these systems are working together, you're going to have a healthy membership business. Your membership business is only as strong as your weakest system.
Yeah.
So I'd like for you to think about, as we
That's
covered
true.
the 7 systems, which of these is your weakest system? Well, your membership business is only as strong as that weakest system. And you think about, our physical bodies. We have all of these different systems in our physical body that make our physical body function and healthy. Now, I don't have to understand how those systems work. I don't understand how my lymphatic system works. I don't understand how, my nervous system works, but I know that it works. And there are certain things I have to do to keep my systems, my bodily systems, healthy and growing. And when I stop doing that, when I stop, eating healthy and I stop exercising, then those systems start to decline. And it brings unhealthiness, which basically is disease, which I then break down as really, it's dis-ease. So
right.
You start thinking about your membership business. What system or what area of your membership business is causing you the most dis-ease? Like, what's keeping you awake at night? What's causing you the most stress? Mm-hmm. And that's where you've got a system problem.
That's awesome. Now, I know you've got, God, you covered so much today. You got the online course, correct, for the 7 systems?
Yeah, I've got the online course for the 7 systems. You can go to my website, whypeoplequit.com, and you'll see my resources there. You can also pick up the free book that I've got on Why People Quit Your Membership Program and what you can do about it. And give that away to everybody for free, just as an opportunity to serve other membership businesses and help get the word out. So whypeoplequit.com is the website address.
Yeah, and we'll have those links in the show notes, of course. And yeah, I love how you break it down, and because membership businesses, everyone thinks it's just easy. It's like you plug in content and away you go. But there's so much, like you've explained, that there's all these different moving pieces and all these different strategies that you need to think about to keep it growing. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. It was super helpful for me, helping my clients. And I know it'll help the listeners that are out there too, that are in a membership business or they're growing it or starting it. So yeah, that was great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the invitation, and I love helping membership businesses and, thinking through how they can do better at serving their members and getting new members and increasing the retention and ultimately keeping people from quitting.
Yeah, absolutely. So perfect. So check out his website and the 7 systems of growing a membership business. I know we just, covered such a small part of it. You have so much knowledge to give and some really great pointers. So thanks for that.
Glad to do it, Lindsay. And again, I thank you for the invitation to be a part of your podcast. And I really do encourage everyone who's listening, go back. Don't just listen to this podcast. Go back if you haven't and get some of the archive podcasts and make that as part of your learning. And let's make a commitment to be a membership business expert and to better serve our members and do everything we can to provide for them.
Perfect. Thank you. So that is it for this episode, folks. Of course, you can check out this and, as Scott mentioned, some of my past episodes. at either lindsayphillips.com or my main site, which is smoothbusinessgrowth.com. And of course, you can dive into my videos and blog posts and some other free resources that are on there as well. And so Scott did touch upon content. So that's my segue to talk about content marketing. So if you are looking for support in getting great content out there to attract and acquire customers faster, then go to the Start Here page at smoothbusinessgrowth.com. So I wish you all a profitable and productive week, and may the winds always be at your back.